Meet the 2018 Mustang GT, and to the untrained eye, this may look like last year's model, but the engine is different, the suspension is different, the exhaust and even the instrument panel is different. And the question is this the best Mustang GT ever? Well, let's find out. This 2018 Mustang GT review is brought to you by our friends over at American Muscle. Check out AmericanMuscle.com if you want aftermarket parts for this Mustang or any other Mustang. Let's put it in track mode and let's floor it so you guys can hear what this thing sounds like at full roar. Oh, there we go. I do love the sound of American V8. When you open the hood of the new 2018, there are only two engine choices now. The V6 is gone. There's the EcoBoost Turbo, or there's this, the mighty 5-liter GT. It puts out 460 horsepower, and by the way, that's 5 more than the Camaro, and 420 pound-foot of torque. It is paired either to a 6-speed manual, which, by the way, 28% of buyers get, or a brand new 10-speed automatic. Now, for the first time, this Mustang has magnetic ride control. And what does that mean? It means I can select from 4 different modes, and they're really easily selectable. So I can go from normal mode to personalized mode to sport mode to sport plus to track mode. And if you get the magnetic ride option, which this car has, it means that, for instance, if I'm flooring it at a drag strip, the car won't squat down, but it'll stay perfectly level.
So what the algorithm has, and it updates like 1,000 times per second, it has the ability with 4 ride height sensors and then understanding what's going on for the brake actuation, for the brake pressure signal, or the throttle signal, or the yaw rate signal. It basically can decide, I'm going to basically hold you up in a corner, or I'm going to hold you in pitch, or I'm going to hold you in roll. So it has that ability 1,000 times per second to decide what the damping is going to be. And since it's a magnetic controlled damper, it's got instantaneous. It has this element of quasi-static that we actually, for MagneRide, you get a bigger wheel bearing, same wheel bearings on a Shelby, and a bigger knuckle to basically in the front be able to get the most out of the MagneRide system, so we get rid of the structural compliance in the system.
The other cool thing about the track modes is that the car now gives you the ability to change the exhaust note. So in normal mode, it's relatively quiet, but in track mode, oh my God, this is one loud pony. For 2018, there's also a new front fascia. Now, to my eye, it's lower, meaner, wider, more aggressive. And check out these slits. These are only on the GT. They look like shark's teeth. The Mustang's butt has also been redesigned. The most obvious difference is this functional new spoiler, and that's important because this Mustang is electronically limited to 155 miles an hour. But if you took that out, it could reach maybe 170 miles an hour, and at that speed, you need some serious downforce. What else is new about this car? Well, besides the adjustable shocks, the exhaust, the new grille, and of course, the fact that it now has 460 horsepower, which is 5 more than the Camaro, this instrument panel is now completely configurable. And when I change the modes, it changes the panel to reflect kind of the mode that I'm in. So for instance, right now I'm in track mode, which means that I have a big RPM meter right across the top, so I can see when I'm hitting red lines. So how does this car drive? Well, let me show you. What's the top end on this car, and is it electrically limited?
Absolutely electrically limited, 155.
So if you took that out, how fast do you think it would go? Have you done those tests?
Yeah, we haven't done that.
Yeah.
We haven't roll caged a car unlimited.
Yeah.
I don't know what the aero limits are. They're clear over 165 somewhere.
So you're still 10 or 15 miles short of where the car could go.
Where we hit the aero limits on it.
You guys like black wheels because they're in right now. In fact, there are 12 different designs of different wheels you can get on the Mustang. These are optional 19s, but you can get 20s if you really want to go big and wide. The base Mustang, which of course now is the EcoBoost, starts at about $26,000. The GT, right around $39,000. Now this one, since it has all the bells and whistles, which includes the Magna Ride, the configurable display, the performance package, the performance exhaust, that's $50,000. And if you check all the boxes and get the convertible, you can get as high as $56,000. And by the way, they're available at your dealership right now. V8s and muscle cars go together like peanut butter and jelly. So you might be wondering, why do you need an EcoBoost? And the reason for that is because, well, fuel prices. And Ford will tell you that the EcoBoost is lighter, doesn't quite have all that mass in the front, it's a little bit more sporty, and of course it's a lot more affordable because that is now the entry level. Really interesting about Mustang sales, of course, is that the last Mustang was the first one to be sold around the world, and the take rate, in other words, the amount of people that buy the manual, which is what I'm driving, is 27% in America and 28% around the world, which is pretty astounding because here in America we've pretty much given up on manual transmissions, yet this car has it. And the clutch, according to the engineer, is now 15% lighter. So I gotta ask you this, Carl, and you gotta be aware of this, right? I kind of look at the three muscle cars as kind of diverging in a lot of ways, right? So the Challenger is pretty much a straight-on traditional muscle car, right? In a straight line. I'm not sure FCA would agree with that, but that's kind of where I'm putting it. And the Camaro has gone much more toward the sports car end of the spectrum, right? Where it's a very significant sports car. And somehow I feel like the Mustang's kind of in the middle. It's still a traditional muscle car, yet it's become, especially, you know, with some of the other variants, much more sports car oriented. Would you agree with that, or are you going for a sports car as much as possible?
We're going to build the best Mustang we can.
I started this Mustang review by asking a simple question. Is this the best Mustang GT ever? And the answer is yes. It's faster, it's louder, it's more aggressive, and it's redder. What more do you want? As always, this is Roman saying thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, Mustang GT reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.